Hi everyone, I'm Manny. I'm back, and I'm starting a new artwork this time. This one is going to be of Lady from Devil May Cry in her Devil May Cry 3 outfit, because when I was younger, sorry, I just drank a lot of water. When I was younger, I loved Devil May Cry 3. It was like the action game for me. Like, and of course it's dark and it's edgy and it's got music that your parents don't want you to listen to. All that stuff. It was a lot of fun, and the character of Lady I absolutely loved. Like, she was sort of a, you know, the I can fix her thing that a lot of like people go through. That was Lady was that face for me. Lady was the I can fix her. Yeah. But all joking aside, this piece started off pretty okay because I was just laying the foundation for the rough proportions of the figure, and immediately looking back at it, I can already see that I made her thighs way too big. I'm sorry. I am far too cultured for my own good. But one thing in this whole process you're gonna watch here is that the face and the head and the perspective of the head gave me so much trouble. Like, you're going to notice that like a quarter through this video, I'm going to start doing the face and I'm going to finish doing the face at the very end. So that's like what, 40 minutes, 35 minutes, around thereabouts, of just trying to get this damn face to look right. Because the I used a reference picture for this whole like pose and scene, and if you think that using references like cheating or like whatever, then you are very silly, and I direct you to learn about the history of art. Artists have been using reference for so long. And if anybody brings up Kim Jong Gi, I would like to point your attention to the fact that Kim Jong Gi used reference for most of his life in order to be able to do what he does. By the way, rest in peace. Man was a king. Anyway, here's the part where I start working on the face. Now, the angle is really tricky because we're looking at the head from an angle, right? So the eyes are going to look lopsided instead of just being, a straight line across. And it's just keep trying until it looks right. Now watch me screw up the chin here, because in the picture, the way she was leaning back made her, like, it created this weird angle where her jaw didn't look like it was aligned properly. Of course, in the picture there's like lighting and color cues to tell you, oh no, yeah, that's just a human figure in this angle. But here all I have to work with is lines, so it's going to look really, really awkward when I try to get an angle like that to work, especially in a sort of semi-realistic look. Also, uh, what the hell was I gonna say? I was gonna mention something. It wasn't about the picture. Whatever. It'll come back to me later. But yeah, establishing some basic landmarks in the body so that I can. And I got too carried away and started, like, shading the neck, because remember, since she's leaning back, the force that her like jaw will exert on her neck will make the what the hell is the name of that muscle? Sternocleidomastoid, the thing that goes from under the corner of your jaw to like right where the your two collarbones meet. I started, like, you can see it right there. I started laying that foundation, but I'm like, no, 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 don't get distracted. Just like work on the face, just make sure the face looks correctly. And this angle was such an absolute tricky dicky son of a gun. Uh, okay, so the mouth looks better, but since it's at an angle, again, it looks awkward when it's just line work. And also the fact that the actual character looks quite like her face doesn't have a lot of like wrinkles or a lot of, crevices. So I'm having a hard time establishing the fact that she's smiling without adding too many lines to the face, because that'll make her look way too old. But I'm just doing that. I will delete it later, but I'm just doing that to give myself a sense of, okay, her cheek is here, her eye is here, and her face lines up in this direction, and so her smile curves her face in this direction. So I'm just like using every single like facet. I'm exaggerating every facet of the face so that I can get the proportions right. I'm going to start adding the hair because I felt that one thing that made this so very difficult was that I didn't know what the size of the head was, right? It would just look like a face with a slight bit of forehead, and that just looks awkward. So I'm going to be resizing the head and working through it to make the angle a bit more understandable and to look a little bit better, because it just came back to me. Yeah, when you lean back like this on a sofa, your jaw kind of like presses against your neck, and it gives you, like, if you have a little bit of flab under the jaw, it gives you that kind of like frog look, right? That funny frog look. I'm doing it right now, but you can't see. But since this character is like quite like in her like early 20s, right? So obviously she's not gonna have that neck fat, and also she's like fit as fuck. She's like super agile and dexterous. So when she leans back, it's going to show the force that the jaw is exerting on the front of the neck, but it's not going to be so much that it looks awkward, and in here it looked awkward. So I'm just trying to work it out in a way where it looks like, yes, she is leaning her head back, and it creates all these like wrinkles, folds, and like you can notice the muscle underneath, but not so much that it's like too cartoony, because I still want to keep it somewhat semi-realistic. I just realized we're almost to the end of this thing, and I haven't even like talked about anything else, but it's okay. I love talking about just art. It's fun. That's the reason I started this series, because, don't have a lot of people to talk about art with, so I just wanted to talk about shit. But okay, now I feel that the drawing is starting to actually resemble the character a little bit more, because she kind of has that like aggressive stare, like very youthful aggressive stare, because for reasons explained in Devil May Cry 3, she's like quite a violent character. But anyway, the video's about to end. Thank you for listening. I hope this was somewhat fun for you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.